Hey, this is Paul. Hope you're doing well today, and welcome to the Mountain Man Chronicles. In today's video, my son and I are going to be upgrading his JKU's Warren M8000 winch line from steel to synthetic. If you're thinking about this, there's a lot of good reasons why you may want to upgrade your winch line in your overlanding or off-road rig from steel to synthetic. Hope to cover some of those today, and I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Mountain Man Chronicles, where the spirit of adventure comes alive. I'm thrilled to have you join our journey into the great outdoors. I'm Paul Piazza. I'm your guide through the wilderness and the storyteller behind the Mountain Man Chronicles. I hope you share in our love and appreciation of what this great world has to offer.
Hey, this is Paul back again with my son, Paul.
How's it going?
We are going to do the winch line kit install in his JKU with an M8000 pound winch. Now the Bunker Industries winch line is what I've chose to install today. And we're going to go over an unboxing and install of that in his Warren M8000 winch with the steel winch line. Now, Paul, what are some of the reasons why you wanted to go synthetic versus steel?
So, kind of as I've thought about it, a lot of it has to do with just the overall weight of it. I do a lot of overlanding even without you. When I make trips up to North Dakota and things like that, traveling in that, if I could take a little bit of weight off of it, that's always a goal.
Awesome. Good reason. Good reason. Big weight difference between steel and synthetic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of my big reason. Outside of that, worry, especially if I'm pulling with it, someone gets stuck, that kind of thing. It's snapping back and the potential issues with that.
Yeah, that is one of the primary reasons why a lot of people move over to synthetic. With the steel winch line, if you ever seen one break on a video or anything like that, it can whip around and really literally kill somebody. With a synthetic winch line, it could drop down. Now, you can put a bag on a steel winch line and have it do the same, but it's still, there's a risk in it. And it's one of the reasons why I was happy when Paul asked me to do this and I had the opportunity to do it. I was like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're going out. Can't believe you go overlanding without me. I mean, come on. But if you do go overlanding without me, you're safe. And that's ultimately what I want. So we're going to go into the unboxing next. So let's take a look at the Bunker Industry, what you get when you buy the kit. All right, so let's take a look what you get in the kit. One of the things I liked about the Bunker Industry kit is it comes with just about everything you would need to do the upgrade. We are going to go into more key reasons why you want to upgrade, and I'll talk more about that in a moment, but I want to talk a little bit about, the kit my son chose and what I liked about it when he selected it. So this is a full unboxing. Let's see what you got in your kit, son. This is pretty cool. So Paul has a nice fair lead on it. This one comes with a Bunker Industry. We'll have to decide if you want to go silver or black. Yeah. You'll have a choice, so that'll be part of your choice. Comes with a real nice fair lead. One of the reasons why you want to go with a Haas fair lead versus a roller fair lead is you have no pinching. So remember the old one we had on my old Jeep that had the rollers? What happens is it gets caught in the corner and that can potentially snap your winch line. So that's why they give you a Haas fair lead. It's nice that it's included with the kit.
You know what they say?
Yeah. You get a 100-foot, a 3/8 inch winch line, synthetic, which is nicely bagged. So with a warning line, so when you're getting near the end, also has a safety cover for the top. One of the things you have to be aware of with any winch line that's synthetic is sun is its enemy. Don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't.
But sun is its enemy. What it does is the UV rays will eventually decay the rope over time. So when you have it spooled, if you have something over the main part of the spool, which should equal it, you got to be careful when you're rolling it up. It's one of the things you got to do because this will get caught in each other, but it prevents it from wrecking the rope.
Gotcha.
And it also keeps it from fraying. That's another big part. And then one of the other nice things it includes is a very healthy winch hook. Weighted to 23,000 pounds is what the kit is rated for, and it's 3/8 inch rope. So 23,000 pounds, 800 roughly. And then that includes the hook and then the winch rope itself, 3/8 inch winch rope. All three come with the kit. So here's the complete Bunker Industries kit. You get the winch line. This one is a 100-foot, 3/8 inch rope. Rated at 24,000 pounds, 23,800 pounds. The Bunker Industries fair lead. A good solid hook with the clover pin. As I mentioned earlier, Bunker Industries did send me this for a review. My Amazon affiliate link is there up above in the left-hand side. I'm not associated with the company at all. They just sent it to me. I agreed to do an honest review and an honest 6-month follow-up after we've winched a few times. Next, we're going to move into the install with my son, as we mentioned a moment ago. As I mentioned earlier, this is the part I really look forward to, is winching with my son. He's got his Warren 8000 here, got a flip-up license plate. We're going to see if the bunker industry fits around that. That may be the one challenge I see, Paul, is the bunker industry has a little loop above. We'll try fitting it. I may have to do some grinding on your license plate cover. But you got to have that on for legal reasons, so, right? It's the beauty of...
Needs license plates.
Yeah, exactly. You do, because you don't want a ticket. Right. So we're going to go into the install here. Paul brought up a good point a moment ago, is make sure you know where your winch remote was. His was buried under the cubby hole in the back, and we were talking about, Dad, if I'm out there and everything's loaded, how would you get to it? Yeah. So make sure you have it somewhere grabbed. Now, I have a video up here on the left-hand side that is quick grab equipment. That's stuff you need while you're out there wheeling, how I have it accessible in my Jeep Gladiator right there. Go check it out, see what you think. So let's go into the install here. All right, so what we're going to do, Paul, is we're going to spool this. Do you want to be the pulley?
I'll be pulley.
All right, so you have gloves on. So one of the main things is have gloves, because if this has any frays in it, as you know, you felt in the past. We're going to put it in free spool, which with the Warren, there, felt a good click, and the Warren's going to pull pretty well. So loop it as you do it, because I've got tie wraps over here. So you can use some of those big muscles that you've been working on, and we'll get it unspooled. You did a good job spooling this. Don't worry about the sleeping bag. Come over here, Paul. So you see on the Warren 800, or 8000, sorry, it has a screw with the lead that goes in here. So always pay attention to how this is going around the drum. See how it's going this way? That's because when you pull, you're spooling. You don't want to pull it and have it rip around that way and spool from the top. Spool from the bottom, because that's how the winch is designed. First of all, you're going to get a stronger pull. Second of all, I've seen some people spool their winches the wrong way. Always from the bottom, and make sure that it lines up with the drum.
Okay.
All right. So that's our next piece. All right. You saw what a bear that was to manage that winch line. Try this one.
Super light.
All right. We're going to do the fair lead next. So we're going to need some wrenches for this and a socket. Let's go get some of that and get rid of the fair lead and test fit our fair lead. Now the license plate cover is going to come off at the same time we're doing that, but we got to remove these 4 bolts. So let me get some tools and we'll get that. That went on really nice. So not only did the bunker industries go on well, and you could see it fits on there better, but I also like the black on black. I think that was a good choice. Yeah. And now here's the big test. How does it do when you fold this? Actually, it folds down a lot better. Well, we don't have the cable on there, but it doesn't get bound up like it did before. So I think when we add the winch rope, it's going to fit real nicely. So I like the fact that you chose the Haas fair lead. This Haas fair lead. One, the black on black looks more aesthetic, and I think it's going to fold better. What you're thinking is a winch rope should fold the winch cable, the hook, flat underneath, which is also good because you don't want a winch. You don't want your flappy waving in the wind.
No, you don't.
All right, we ran into our first snag. The winch line had a thinner screw on it, so we're going to see if we have a longer screw. So when you do a winch rope, you may need a longer set screw for the winch rope to hold on the drum. All right, we had to replace this screw here. We had one, luckily, in the garage. My son found it in our bale of screws. You can see it going under the drum. That's very important. In line, you never want to pull on anything beyond this red, right? So that's why it's here. It's because this is like the no man land. You will break your line if you do that, right? So always stop before you get to this plastic part. And what I'm talking about is the red goes into the plastic part there. So you want to stop before you get to that red. That means you're basically at the end of your winch rope.
Like the length of the actual line is like, I got probably a solid 5 or 6 feet compared.
Actually, it's a 20-foot difference.
Really?
So
okay,
yeah.
well, then,
Yeah, this is 80. The winch rope is 100.
Yeah.
Same strength, well, same diameter, same. The strength is relatively the same for winch rope to that.
What's nice is that lengthwise, for the extra 20 feet I'm getting, it's half the weight like we talked about already, but I get an extra 20 feet, which is amazing.
Yeah, and the same strength relatively.
Yeah.
And like you said, you get an extra 20 feet from it, and you don't have the problems of worrying about the cable while you're out winching. Let's spool this sucker. So next we're going to go into spooling it. Let me get on the other side here.
You're going to go under?
No, I'm not going to limbo to get under the winch line.
How low can you go?
All right, so we're going to spool this drum on the winch line. The idea here is you want it to be tight like your other one on the winch line. One of the things I always check with the synthetic is make sure your drum doesn't have any burrs, right? Because burrs are the enemy of synthetic. Right, exactly. So you don't have any burrs. Your winch line didn't dig into this. Some say you could even take a light piece of sandpaper to this. I don't see any reason you don't have any burrs at all. That's why I was checking. Pull tight. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to spool the drum at the same time. So first thing I want to test is, did we get it in the right direction? We did. Remember how I said go underneath? That's because when you hit down here, you want it to spool. So I want to make sure it's tight. What the hell's smoke? Oh, I was smoking on this, I think. Oh, so we got something smoking here. I don't know what's smoking. It's coming from here, and I don't know what's... Not to take away from the Fairlead and stuff. You saw how it was smoking earlier. We had some smoke coming off the winch, and then we found out when we reached over here on the winch, it was really hot. And I'm like, well, this is weird. This is hot, but the motor's not. So we checked the grounds on the Jeep. Jeep grounds were fine. We tightened everything dead down. That wasn't the ground. It was actually grounding down here in the wire, between the wire and the mount. One of the screws over time had come loose and moved up and caused the ground. So we disconnected the control module, redid the 3 bolts, tightened them down. 2 were loose. 1 was really loose, and grounded out against the mount. This is why, before every season, son, need to keep checking your winch. All right, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a dead pull on the Jeep and tow it up. Your job is to put the Jeep in neutral. We want to roll it back. I'm going to winch it, and it'll start to pull the weight of the Jeep. Just let it pull. If it breaks or something falls away, hit the brakes. Yeah, you're my safety mechanism. No, don't let it go, smartass. All right, here we go. It's actually spooling nicely. And much tighter than it did before. This is why pulling it under a load is better. Look how flat that fits now.
Yeah.
Right? Want to thank you for watching today's video. I think we had some learning lessons in today's video. First of all, always check your winch pre-season. This was kind of my son's pre-season check, so we found out that his winch was grounding out on the Warren winch mount. The Warren winch was grounding out on the Warren winch mount. We made a little separator, moved the winch ground over a little bit, solved the problem. It has 3 grounds on the top of the Warren winch. One of the wires was running right along where the mount came down. I moved it around. It was something that was easily caught. The bolt came loose actually, and it moved, so we tightened down that bolt. No more smoking. Issue dealt with. When it comes to budget winch line, you have to make the decision for yourself. Is budget worth it? My son's a teacher, very limited budget. For him, finances are tight, so he does want to get out there, has a winch on his vehicle, wanted to go and wanted to be safe. I think the budget winch line for him makes a lot of sense. Budget winch line for others may not. You do what's right for you. What I would say is, would I buy the Bunker Industries winch line? Yes, I would. It's a complete kit. That's one of the things I really like about it. You don't have to worry about buying a Fairlead later. Comes with a good winch hook. The 24,000 pound rated, 23.9 rated, and really good, strong winch line itself with the right coating, with a warning on it. Didn't seem to abrase easy when we were putting it in. So far, so good. Definitely would recommend buying it. We'll do another 6-month review of this winch line and then give it a final test from there. Want to thank you for watching. Enjoy. Remember to like and subscribe. And remember to live, learn, and explore. Get out there, have fun. Take care. Talk to you later.